Crunch time this morning for the government's long-awaited energy announcement. We'll bring it to you live after 8 o'clock. Will it be a fizzer or will it be a blockbuster? The problem is when the wind don't blow, the rain don't fall, the sun don't shine, we have shortages, spot prices go up. Manufacturing businesses in particular feel the brunt of this, can't hold on. We get job losses, we miss out on economic opportunities. McDonald is the Head of Advocacy and Finance, Employers and Manufacturers Association with me live this morning. Good morning, Alan.
Morning, Ryan.
Good to see you as always. Can we just talk about the problem to begin with? Could you just explain to us in simple terms what the problem is?
So the problem's well documented, I think. We've got a shortage of gas that's sheeted back to that short-sighted decision to stop oil and gas exploration without a transition plan, and the rest of the world's kind of using gas for its transition plan to electrify its economy. We've got uncertainty around the thermal backing, which is what you need when the sun doesn't shine and the wind don't blow, and we had that in August. I think we had a cloudy, overcast, calm day across the country and 10% of the generation dropped out. So we're getting some certainty around Huntly now, and then it's not fast enough bringing on the new generation projects that we need, whether that's solar, whether that's wind, whether it's the new deep bore geothermal that we're talking about. Who knows, maybe we could even build another dam. We've got room for a few.
So in terms of the gas, that's obviously a problem. Do you think they're going to address that today? And what about LNG?
Okay, well, there's a couple of things. There's actually 2 or 3 new pockets of gas that have been found, and I think Greymouth Petroleum are developing a field as we speak. And also there's been a new application, as I understand it, because MB have relaxed the rules around getting exploration or making it easier to get permits. So there's a new one that came in earlier this year, I think April, May, and another one in the pipeline. So there's some signs of life in there. LNG is an option, but you've got to build the infrastructure. And I know Minister Shane Jones is keen on that because it'll probably be at Marsden Point, so that's good for his electorate. But that's costly, and then you've got to find a source of gas to bring it in, and that will also be costly. My understanding is probably double what we're paying for it now.
So could it end up being, well, I suppose better to have expensive LNG than, none?
Well, none's not an option, probably, because we've got deindustrialisation happening now. We've got businesses closing, citing electricity prices as one of those reasons for their closing. I spoke to one of our members 2 or 3 weeks ago. He was looking at taking his whole operation to Australia, and that was 25 jobs based on the North Shore of Auckland. Now, fortunately, he hung in there and he managed to get a gas contract. He was going to run out yesterday, and he managed to find a new contract at 1 cent lower than the one he was paying. So he was quite chuffed, but he was seriously looking at going, and he's not the only one.
And these are jobs we're talking about here. It's not just, some big company, some big wig. It's actually workers.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure the decisions around the closure of the plants down in Nelson and Tokoroa, energy pricing will be a factor in there somewhere.
All right, so what do you want to see today?
I think a plan and some certainty is what everybody's hanging out for. The Frontier Economics report has been sitting on desks for quite a while. So what is the plan? Once we've got that, we can get on with it. The government's already doing some things. We're already seeing changes to the legislation around getting consents to build those new generation assets. We also need to make it easier to get them plugged in, because once you build them, you've got to plug them into the network. That's also hard to get consented. And also Transpower has to be faster at providing grid exit points as well, so you can plug those things in. All of that's starting to happen. I think get that deep bore geothermal program underway. It's theoretical at the moment. We're well placed to take advantage of that with the skills we've got in that area. So let's get on with that. Get the Huntly deal over the line, and I see this morning the Comcom's agreed to have a look at that.
What choice did they have?
Well, probably not a lot, but I mean, really, we're burning coal again, and those Rankine engines are 40 plus years old. Yeah. And we haven't got enough people to service them properly either, which is another issue.
Realistically, this is not going to solve our problem for next year. Like, how long can the businesses you're talking about, how long can they hold on?
Well, we've had 6 or 7 years of pretty rough economic conditions, and many of them are going anyway. They just can't hang on anymore. They can't afford to invest. They're not confident in investing. I think if all of those things come together and we get some kind of gas backing in there somewhere and some of that new stuff comes on stream, you're realistically talking 3 to 5 years, I think. But just having the certainty and having a plan will be enough for some people to go, okay, I can bite the bullet that long and carry on.
And stick it out.